Welcome to the Copper King Mine and Railroad. Today we're going to talk about Lark, Utah and its relationship to Bingham. Then we're going on a field trip there and it's a ghost town. So stay tuned. So this is my underground mine on the Copper King Mine and Railroad. It's up in this canyon right here. You can see it right here. So this was a little fun project for me when I was building this. So I'll zoom in here a little bit. There's some guys up on the dump working it right now. So this is the canyon it's in, and there's a little miner's shack there. Of course, an outhouse, and the rocks are down at the base there. We're going to go take a look at the Lark mine, the area of Lark where a community was. It was a really neat place, and it's a ghost town now. There's nothing up there, and we'll show you some pictures of that. So let's talk about Lark, Utah. It was in the southwest corner of the Salt Lake Valley, next to Butterfield Canyon. It was another community that got gobbled up by the mine. Well, actually, it got buried by the mine dumps. It said it got its name from two prospectors, Dalton and Lark. It was two separate places, but then it merged into one, and then they just called it Lark. It was established on January 3rd, 1866. So let's look at some of these pictures, these old pictures. This is a great one. This one says, you can see right there, it says Dalton and Lark. Some older pictures, and this is looking back west, and Ochre Mountains in the background, and the colorized version of it. So, and another thing that was here in Lark was the great big mill that Ohio Copper Company built. This is the mill building right here. Now it burned down on December 19th, 1918. Here's a picture of inside when it was burnt down inside there. And what remained for years and years was these tailings, actually like a sand dune that people used to go out and take their motorcycles and everything out on. And it had part of this structure out there for years. But eventually it got cleaned up by the EPA, and there's nothing out there anymore. It was the home of the Lark mine. Here's some great pictures of the Lark mine. They had a couple of tunnels going into the mountainside there. Now this picture is an overhead picture, and it was taken July 16th, 1950, and there was a fire inside one of the mines there, and I think some people lost their lives and different things, but see the rescuers going in. Here's a picture of the inside after the fire. Here's a picture right here of the people standing around and trying to get information, waiting for the results of the fire. You know, like any other mines, they had their disasters for sure. Now this picture is looking outside one of the portals right here of the mine. I swear that one guy standing there to the left is my grandfather. My grandfather, Darrell Dumas, worked at the mine. He's in this picture right here. He's on the back row, the second one from the right. Now he lived in Midvale, and he worked for the Midvale smelter. And now this is Midvale during 1949. But anyway, the Midvale smelter shut down in 1958, and to keep his seniority so he could keep working for U.S. mines, he had to go to finish out his retirement at Lark mine. Now my great-grandfather, Walter Dumas, also, he's on the front row there. He also worked for the smelter. This is a Midvale smelter, and this is a neat picture inside the smelter. What a hard life that must have been to work for the smelter. The United States Smelting and Refinery Company owned the Lark mine. They was up in Copperfield at one time, but then here's some pictures of them up in Copperfield. Then when Copperfield was no longer in the 1958, they moved down to Lark. So let's look at some of these neat little houses in this little community of Lark. I've got some pictures of the houses, different things. I used to drive to work this way, go through Lark, because that's where the Truck Haulage Access Road was. And this is how I remember it. This picture was taken in the 70s. But you see these little houses and throughout the town here. It's kind of really a neat place. I'd like to go up and visit Lark and see how these houses was up on the hillsides and down in this little valley right here. So these are some really the little neat pictures of Lark for sure. They have their own little school up in there, churches. Of course, their bar, the Drift Inn. In 1971, Lark Mine closed. In 1972, Kennecott purchased all the land in the area. In 1977, they foreclosed on everyone. In 1978, they dismantled the whole town of Lark. So look in this picture right here, you can see the mine dump just coming towards the town of Lark. Here's a picture of it today. You see the water tower there, and the mine dump's right in the back. You see the water tower there in that picture also. And that mine dump's just coming towards this area. Now this is where the houses are. There's a street right up in there, and those cute little houses of Lark were right up in here, and then there were some more up on top of the hill there. Right in back of that mine dump is the Bingham Canyon mine itself. Now this is on the opposite side of the road, and they had another little road that went down here and had houses down at this end too. Now to the left that's where the mill tailings of the Ohio Copper Company was. But this is the Kennecott mine now, and the mine dumps, and the city of Lark would have been to the left. It's no more.